My name is Matthew Bonnen. I'm from New York. I'm a gay single dad and I'm 31 years old. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing or stop my dreams or stop my whatever I want to do in life because I'm waiting for somebody to be with me. It just doesn't make any sense to me that I have to wait for that special someone to have a family. I think that's not fair at all. Because like, what if it doesn't happen? Sometimes it just doesn't happen, and I'm okay. I've always been okay with not being in a relationship, but I will not be okay with not having a family. I think that people have this misconception uh, that adoption is so easy, and it's not. It's not very seamless. It's not very. People wait years and years and years and years. Surrogacy was my best option at that moment. Eventually, I would love to adopt. Who would I think is the most attractive? That's what I thought when I was looking at the catalog. But my number one was my first pick, and no one picked her yet. And she was ready like in 1 month. You can either be very hands-on, and you could be there at every scan. You could be very involved with the surrogate, or you don't have to be at all. You could just kind of keep it high and by, and you can make this a very transactional experience. I didn't want that, so I wanted to be involved as much as possible. So we would FaceTime like probably every scan, and then we would also text almost every single day. How are you doing? How's everything? My surrogate was super amazing, and she allowed me to be in the delivery room. It definitely was a lot in the beginning where I was like, what is happening? Like, she seems like she's in so much pain. Holding her hand throughout the whole thing. And it took her about like 10 minutes for him to push to come out. So that's pretty short for pregnancies. But she hugged me and she was like, she like delivered the baby. She pushed and she like grabbed me in and like pushed the hardest she could. And that's when Noah came out. And I couldn't really necessarily see, but then I like started crying. I was like hysterical crying because it was such a beautiful moment. I kept saying like, "Thank you so much." Like, and I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, he's beautiful. Like, he's the perfect baby in the world." I was with Noah for like 2-3 hours by myself in the room because like nobody could come in yet, like no visitors, nothing. I was like, "Help me, Mom!" Like, I was like so like even though like I wanted to be a parent, like nothing prepares you for that moment where you're just like, oh wow, this is real, like this is. But then instantly, like within that I like needed that moment to be alone with him. I always say that I'm like I needed it. Like it was so important that I had no distractions, but I got to look at him and feel like this was my child and connect with him and be alone with him and see him, and he was just the cutest. I remember saying like, "Oh, I love you." I was like just crying and crying and crying. Like he's so sensitive. He's so sensitive. Like even if I'm like, I can't, but I like coffee, like he gets like he does not. I swear, like he's like if I'm like talking loudly on the phone, he's like if I'm like I'm sorry, like I'm so sorry, and he's like starts smiling. He's just like it's so sensitive. He's so soft. He's so like in tune with like my feelings. I feel like if I'm stressed out, I feel like he would be like he gets like super anxious. Me being a single gay dad, their automatic assumption is, oh, like he must miss his party life, or oh, he must miss his. This was a very intentional, thought out decision. I did not just think about this on a whim and it's like I want no. This was thought out for a very very long time, and I made my decision. I had time to think, and I made my decision, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Like he's part of me. He's no one tells you how connected you are to you. I mean, your parents tell you this, like how much they love you, but you don't believe it. But once you have your own, you realize how much you love your child. Like they are you. They're part of you. It's like he's I can't explain it. He's my life.